Yes? Don't chew on your retainer. What can I do with these kids? I have no idea. Today we're gonna talk about surviving the summer. Now, I have been a mom for 17 years, and I would have to say that out of the 17 years, I've probably had 6, 7 summers where I was not thrilled that the kids were out of school and I was home with them, and just sheer panic. I actually talked about this in a video last year about my anxieties about summer. A very honest and open look of why I'm not a fan of summer vacation. So if you would like something very honest and raw, go watch that. Number one, I love to sit down with the kids. We usually do this over dinner and just say, hey, what do you want to do this summer? We go over our family calendar. We have it on our fridge right there. And I use my planner. What do we want to do as a family? Ours right now, there's some camping, there's pool time. And honestly, this summer, my kids want to chill. I think the last few summers have been so busy for us that they said, can we sleep in? Can we chill? And I was like, you know what? Yes. But with chilling and relaxing, there comes some anxiety for me. And we're gonna go over that in just a minute. One thing that I like to do with the kids is really in the beginning is sit down and create some expectations. Before you can even get screen time, Xbox time, any of that, friends, you have to do your zones. And I have my kids zone cleaning their chores in a video down below, or the link up here so you can see that, where their zones need to be done in the morning. And if their zone hasn't gotten messy by the time everyone went to bed from doing them the night before, great. Their beds have to be made and their rooms somewhat picked up. I'm not so strict on their rooms, but it is summer and their friends come over more, so for their sake, let's get those rooms picked up. So there's some chores and things, and if they can get their reading time in the morning, it's so much better for them. Their minds are more alert, but sometimes they want to do it before bed. So just depending on the day and how I feel, and we'll force it or not force it. So with those expectations is the reality of how much screen time they're allowed to have. So they get 1 hour. They can do it together, but an hour each for each child. So if they decide that, and here's an argument that we've had in our house almost every summer, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well, let me know down below. One kid is over with their friends and they're playing Xbox. The other kid comes in with their friends and they want to play, they want to kick the other kid off, and you know, there's this huge fight and it's crazy. No. Well, I actually sit with the boys and say, what time do you guys want for screen time? And they're not supposed to bug their siblings during that screen time. So far, that's working really good. So, yes. I honestly like saving the screen time for the afternoon, especially late afternoon, like around 2, 3, or 4, because it is way hot outside during that time. And if they don't want to be out there anymore, then it's okay for them to come in, get, you know, cool down, get out of the sun, and have some screen time. So I encourage screen time in the late afternoon. I don't like starting the day off with screen time, you guys. I noticed that with my boys, the stimulation that they get overexcites them, and it creates fights, it creates like this anxiousness, and it just doesn't go well. So I try to avoid screen time in the morning. You know your children, and you know how much is too much and how early is too early. Also, part of setting expectations is I set boundaries. There are boundaries that my kids cannot leave in the neighborhood. You can't go past this road, you can't go past this area, stay in the vicinity. There was one year where Jonah and Callie were little and I gave them whistles and I had a whistle. And I would whistle and they would have to whistle back, so I knew they were in the area. If I didn't hear the whistle, they were either in their friend's home or past the vicinity. So I would blow the whistle, because we have all these fun parks around our house, so they would, you know, hop to park, but I would blow my whistle and they would have to blow it back. So maybe that's an idea that you could do. I don't know. I'm such a worrywart in this day and age that we live in. It's scary, so I just like to, you know, get all my bases covered. So a few years ago, I made this sign for the front door to let the neighbor kids know the kids can't play right now. Sometimes they get grounded, or they're doing chores, and that knock at the door could be very disturbing. It could put a halt on things, it could cause meltdowns. So I put the sign up on the door just to let their friends know at this moment they cannot play. If they come back and the sign is gone, you may totally knock on the door. I have a routine every day that I do, and you know, I keep that routine every season, okay? So in the summer, I still do my morning and my night routine. I still do my zone cleaning. Well, kids need a routine as well. So especially my kids, they don't do well off routine, especially one of my children. I do have a kids routine that I have up, a morning and night routine for the little ones, and Shaylee loves doing this. Shows when to brush their teeth, when to get up, when to get dressed, make your bed, all of that. So kids still need structure, especially mine, or it just doesn't go well. Also, to help you not be so bored or know what you could possibly do with these kids to keep them busy, Pinterest is chock full of summer routines that might just be a really good fit for your family. I love the days of the week where you pick something new. Like Monday is Make It Monday. Like you can make food, make a treat you've never made before, get them in the kitchen, get them cooking. But they're all over Pinterest. Just type in like summer routines for kids. And this way you can have like a routine of, wow, I don't know what to do with them. I already all week did this with them. They're really bored of that. It breaks it up for them and it makes it a lot of fun and gives you ideas as a mom or a grandparent. If you watch your grandkids during the summer, that gives you ideas of things that you could do to keep the fun going. Also on Pinterest, there's a ton of summer bucket lists. So you could cross off different things that you'd like to do with the kids, especially if you can't think like, what would be fun? There's so many fun ideas that you could do that are on these lists, so go check them out. Whenever I'm like, what can I do? No idea, I turn to one of those lists. Also, go check in your area what is free that you could do with the kids or really cheap. We did have a theater the next town over that did, I think there were dollar movies during the summer, and we would go do that. They tore down the theater, but they're putting a Ross there instead, so I'm quite okay with that. So yeah, check out what you have in your area. I just today, literally today, bought a pool pass for my kids. So I took them to the next town over that's by their school because my two little ones are going to summer school. So when summer school's done, after the 4 hours, we're gonna go swimming. So I bought a pass and it was really hard to decide, do I get the 25 punch pass or the 50 punch pass? Are you in a hoodie? Mm-hmm. Aren't you melting?
No, not really.
Holy Hannah. So I went for the 50 punch. So I got a pool pass. I know we're gonna use all the punches. We already have the dates that we're gonna do it, and if it rains, we'll switch them, but the kids, the little ones, are so excited that we got the pool pass. You gonna come to the pool with us?
Sure.
Yay! You wanna be in floaties and recreate memories? No. But there's other places you can go to swim for free. Check out your local reservoirs. There is a really nice reservoir here in Utah, just a few towns up from where I am. I do want to go check that out with the kids. It has a really nice beach area, and so yeah, that looks fun. So I do want to check that out as well. But the summer is supposed to be fun, so enjoy yourself. Don't be so structured. Take the time to sleep in. Take the time to just enjoy the day. Go for walks. Just be lazy. There's so much structure that we still have in the summer, but seriously, take the day off one day and just be completely lazy and enjoy your time in the sun. So let's talk about snacking with the kids. This is a big one. I watched the Super Nanny or Nanny 911, one of those shows like forever ago, like over 10 years ago. And I saw an idea on there that blew my mind. Create snack buckets for the kids. So I have the kids' snack buckets down in this drawer. Keep it right here. So what we do is we let them pick. They can fill the snack box up. It's not very big. They can add like any like of the food that has carbs, like granola bars, chips, cookies, anything like that in there. And then anything on the counter and fridge is fair game. So on the counter, there's fruit, there's bananas, there's apples and pears and all of that. In the fridge, we have lots of cheese and dairy products. I have Go-Gurts, cheese slices, apples are in there, and strawberries and blackberries and blueberries. I keep the fridge stocked. Now, right now, he's getting a hot dog. It is 4:51, it's dinner time. Jonah, were you supposed to ask me if you can have a hot dog?
No.
Jonah, were you supposed to ask me if you can have a hot dog?
No.
Jonah, are you supposed to ask me if you can have a hot dog at almost 5 p.m.?
Sure.
Yeah, see, you won't admit it. Yes, so a lot of you ask, why do you have a lock on your pantry? Because these kids can eat me out of house and home. So I have the snack buckets for them, so that way they have all their snacks in there. I can lock the pantry. The pantry is unlocked at breakfast time. It's unlocked at lunchtime, and it's unlocked a little bit after dinner. The reason is because, like I said, they can have endless snacking. What they think is hunger is actually thirst. So I encourage them, please drink your water. but during the day it's locked. No fear, they have their snack bucket. They're not gonna starve. If they decide to eat everything in that snack bucket by 10 a.m., so sad, too bad, you cannot refill it. You have to wait for lunch and you have to wait for dinner. But you may go get a piece of fruit or cheese out of the refrigerator. So seriously, if I don't lock my pantry, they're just gonna sneak the food. Geez, Kimmy, can't your kids just have self-control? Sure, but they're kids. Yeah, see, did you hear that? No. They're kids and they like to eat and that's just what they do. And so the lock has been the best dang thing Derek and I have ever done. Seriously. So that's what we do to deal with snacks. Now, if you're worried about them bringing the whole neighborhood over, the whole gang over to eat, and they're eating you out of house and home as well, here's a tip that I've learned. Get a snack bucket that's just for the neighbor kids. Those snacks are for the neighbor kids if they come over and they are hungry. So I did this one year and this cute little boy for the family down the street came over and he said, I'm hungry. And I'm like, okay. And I showed him the snack bucket and he's like, I don't like any of that stuff. I was like, oh, that's a bummer. Well, why don't you go home and get a snack and then come back over? And he was like, okay. But this is what I offered the neighbors. If you don't like it, you could go home and get a snack. But by doing that, it really saves you money. So get a snack bin for the neighbor children if you get a lot of kids coming over. If you get anxious like I do when the kids are home, just don't have such grand expectations. Just keep them busy outside, get them out running. Just enjoy them. They are little for just a short period of time. It goes by so fast, you guys. Like I could cry right now. So enjoy them. Just get outside with them. Who cares what you look like in a bathing suit? Get out there and play and enjoy those kids. Oh, the last survival tip, have chocolate stashed everywhere.
No.
Just for you. I have it everywhere. I keep flashing you. I'm so sorry.